NBC.
They did not return an indictment against the officers involved in this case.
Breaking news, District Attorney John Champion says officers will not be charged in the shooting death of Ismael Lopez back in July of 2017. He was shot and killed when those South Haven police officers served a warrant to the wrong home.
WMC Action News 5's Janice Broach joins us live now with more details from this investigation and the announcement down in DeSoto County today. Janice?
Well, the family of Ismael Lopez has been waiting a year for the investigation to be completed. DA John Champion just held a news conference announcing that the South Haven officer who shot and killed the father and husband was not indicted, meaning he will not be held criminally responsible. Ismael Lopez was shot and killed when 3 South Haven police officers went to his house late at night. The officers were supposed to be at a house across the street. DA John Champion said the officers knocked on the door 3 times. When it was opened, a dog ran out and the dog was shot at twice, but not seriously injured. Champion said Lopez opened the door pointing a gun out. It is not clear if Lopez knew police were at his door.
The other officer noticed that a rifle came out of the door and was pointed right at him. At this point, he began yelling commands, put the gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down. It was being basically being yelled by both officers at the front of the door. When the gun didn't come down, the officer fired.
Now, Champion said the 3 officers never identified themselves as police. Champion said the grand jury had a choice of choosing homicide, manslaughter, or not to indict, and they chose not to indict. Now, John Champion met with Lopez's wife and son this afternoon. The family's attorney told me that they are very disappointed. Murray Wells says that he will go forward with a civil lawsuit. Now, coming up at 10, you'll hear more details of the investigation revealed by John Champion, and you'll hear from a pastor who is very angry, a family friend of the Lopez family. Live in Hernando, Janice Broach, WMC Action News 5.
Family and friends say their final goodbyes to a father and son from Osceola, Arkansas, killed during a duck boat accident in Branson, Missouri. 53-year-old Steve Smith and 15-year-old Lance Smith were remembered in a double service today. The 2 were among the 17 killed last week at Table Rock Lake. WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downing is in Osceola, where the community paid their respects.
A double funeral held in Osceola, Arkansas this afternoon for 53-year-old Steve Smith and his 15-year-old son, Lance. The NTSB and Coast Guard investigating how the accident happened and if the boat should have even been on the water with the threat of thunderstorms.
They're a very strong, faith-based family, so they're going to make it. It's going to be tough, naturally, but they'll come through it okay.
A community and family heartbroken twice over. 53-year-old Steve Smith and his son, 15-year-old Lance, were killed last Thursday when a duck boat sank in a storm near Branson, Missouri.
I know he's safe now. I know he's not hurting, and I know my grandson's safe, and I'm just going to go be with him someday.
Wednesday, the father and son were buried in Osceola. A family mourners say was well known and loved.
I think there are so many people who knew them and who will comfort them, and it will help them for sure.
Questions remain about the tragedy. At least one Missouri lawmaker said regulatory changes are possible. The Coast Guard is looking into whether any federal rules were broken when the boat was put onto the water as thunderstorms were threatening. And this Missouri newspaper says the NTSB will probe how 9 members of one family got out of the sinking boat, as well as the survivability of the incident. 14-year-old Lauren Smith was on the boat with her father and brother that day, but she survived. A scholarship fund has been set up in memory of Steve and Lance Smith. You can find information about that at WMCActionNews5.com. In Osceola, Arkansas, Kendall Downing, WMC Action News 5.
A Memphis man is behind bars tonight accused of opening fire in a parking garage in downtown Memphis. Police say Garmon-Wilson fired a rifle and a handgun inside the Peabody Place parking garage early Sunday morning. The bullets hit multiple cars and hurt at least one person. Wilson now faces charges of aggravated assault and unlawful possession of a handgun. A 75-year-old caretaker has been indicted on charges of theft, forgery, and adult abuse and neglect. The Attorney General's office says Roman Garner was a caretaker for an elderly woman. Investigators say Garner allegedly stole thousands of dollars from the woman's bank account and fraudulently gained possession of her car. Garner is now free on bond.
Warm day in the Mid-South today. 92 are high, but high pressure just to the north, keeping a northerly wind in place. Dry air, low humidity, which is not so typical for this time of year. Right now, we're in the upper 80s to near 90. We're at 89 in Memphis, but that dry air is going to cool down nicely. We'll fall in the mid-60s in much of West Tennessee tonight. Northern Mississippi, you've got a nice mild night coming with temps in the mid-60s and mid to upper 60s in eastern Arkansas. 72 in Memphis, a little more concrete asphalt than buildings, keeping us warmer than the surrounding areas, but still a nice night. I'll tell you how long this pattern lasts. I'm looking ahead to rain. I'll tell you more about that and how it impacts your weekend in my first alert forecast.
Memphis police need help identifying a man they say robbed a Verizon wireless store. According to officers, 2 men went into the cell phone store armed with guns on Winchester near Highway 385. We know that as Bill Morris Parkway. Well, the suspects demanded access to the safe, registers and electronics, and then got away with items. One suspect was caught. Now the other one is still on the run. Police are also searching for 3 men accused in a carjacking. This happened at the Quick Wash on East Shelby Drive. According to a police report, a victim was driving his vehicle into the location when he was assaulted by the young men. The suspects forced the victim from his car. The stolen vehicle is a light green 2005 Chevy Impala bearing Tennessee license plate 141FJG.
The Memphis Fire Department partnered with Lifeblood to help save lives in a different kind of way. Today, firefighters, retired firefighters and citizens rolled up their sleeves and donated blood. According to Lifeblood, summer months bring over 20% decline in blood donations. However, with an increase in travel, activity, and elective surgery, blood is needed for patient care increasing.
We see accidents all the time. In an instant, in a moment, life can change, and there can be a need for blood.
Well, research shows that every 2 seconds someone needs blood. As always, all blood types are needed in order to prevent any blood type shortages from occurring.
A week and a half before school starts, about 70% of expected Shelby County school students are registered. According to a report, that is double the share of students signed up at this time last year. SCS has sent school officials to register students at grocery stores, libraries, summer camps, the Memphis Zoo, and community centers. The first day of school is Monday, August 6th. With a recent land purchase, Aldi Incorporated is preparing to build a new Memphis store. This discount grocer purchased this vacant location on Summer Avenue, the former home of the Admiral Benbow Inn. Aldi will move out of its store currently located 3 blocks away, and the new spot will be larger and feature more organic food than the current store.
It is mild and dry for now, but a more active weather pattern is going to be taking shape. I'll tell you why and when to expect rain. That's in the first alert forecast just ahead.
New and next at 6, 32 guns stolen from a vehicle.
That shouldn't happen, but it happened.
Where the victim was going with so many firearms. And all new at 10, getting the most out of life. The new app designed in Tennessee that promises to help you kick your cell phone addiction.
Closed captioning for this portion of WMC Action News 5 is sponsored by the Good Feet Store.
If you have good arch supports and your feet land the right way, you're taking good care of yourself. And that's what I wanted. These are my feet. They're worth it.
See for yourself with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet Store.
I'm John Morgan. If you've been injured on the job, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law. That's all.
Only one candidate helped write the Trump tax cut, Diane Black.
I called Diane Black and you came through, Diane.
And only one candidate voted to build Trump's border wall.
Diane, come on up. Diane Black.
And only one candidate is endorsed by the NRA, Right to Life, and American Conservative Union, Diane Black. The others are good men, but they're moderates. The kind of Republicans who help Democrats get elected. Moderate Bill Lee, moderate Randy Boyd, or conservative Diane Black.
clearance payments on Mitsubishis from $247 a month with 0% for 72 months plus no payments till October during the summer clearance event at Gossett Mitsubishi. Get clearance pricing on a new Outlander Sport. Buy for only $247 a month, or buy a new Eclipse Cross, $269 a month. Both with 0% for 72 months plus no payments till October. Those aren't leases, you own them. Gossett's got it during the summer clearance event at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike.
And that's a vote for George Flynn, a true conservative. David Kustoff is calling us fake news. We aren't fake. We are real. He's the one lying about his voting record and about us. I looked at his votes, and I told the truth. Kustoff is so desperate that he attacks pregnant women. Here's what I'd like you to know. I'm a real voter, and I'm voting for a real conservative, George Flynn, someone who sticks to facts and not attacks.
I'm George Flynn, and I approve this message.
Tonight, thousands of dollars worth of guns are on the streets after they were stolen from a man's car traveling through Memphis.
The vehicle was at a hotel near the intersection of Shelby Oaks Drive and Sycamore View Road, where this victim was staying. WMC Action News 5's Arianna Poindexter has the details.
Guests near the Baymont Inn and Suites in Memphis are on alert tonight after learning more than $15,000 worth of guns were stolen from a vehicle.
It shouldn't happen, but it happened.
Memphis police say the victim parked his car at the hotel around 9 o'clock Tuesday night. When he came back Wednesday morning, he found his back window shattered and 32 guns were stolen from his vehicle. The gun's owner told police he was moving from Virginia to New Mexico and was worried about breaking state and federal laws, so he left all of his 32 guns in his vehicle. 16 rifles, 9 shotguns, 4 handguns, and 3 muzzle loaders. Guests are concerned that the guns will fall into the wrong hands.
They're not using common sense. And that's just like kids get killed with guns, and the owner of the guns do not take responsibility for it.
As of June 30th, Memphis police say 554 guns were stolen from vehicles. The reason for the burglaries? A mixture of bold criminals and careless gun owners.
More people are carrying guns, more guns are being stolen, officers are encountering more guns. But sometimes our hands are tied because the state legislature has extended the house to the car, and that makes no sense.
Memphis Police Director Mike Rawlings urges everyone to be smarter when it comes to weapons and vehicles. Arianna Poindexter, WMC Action News 5.
Coming up, a new exhibit at the National Civil Rights Museum. How the display focuses on